Guys, Andrew Dwight. Hey, I've been asked a few questions of late and I thought I'd just quickly chime in with this video is how do I make doors come up inside of the wall? And the answer isn't that hard. However, I'm going to show you how to do it, and at the moment this is probably a workaround. It's only really come to life of the last couple of months. So I'm just going to explain how I go about making sure that my door is higher than my walls, by the bottom of my wall. Okay, so I have a concrete slab over here, and the reason why people are doing it is that with the concrete slab, in some countries they're actually building the walls, and then on top of the walls they're putting another piece of slab in here later so that they can either insulate or put heating inside of the slab. Okay, so I'm just going to undo that. I'm just going to go to my wall tool and show you how I did that. Alright, so the first thing I want to know is what my frame size is, and so here, in this case here, I have a 90 by 45 or a 4-inch stud. Okay, I need to remember that measurement. Stud spacings are up to you, it's probably not as important at the moment. And then I need to look at the size of my veneer, which would be, in this case, brick veneer. My plasterboard isn't such a big deal, insulation, not such a big deal. What I do need to do is I need to go to my manual overrides. In my manual overrides I need to go external step down for concrete and joist, and my understanding is that generally this internal part of the slab is raised 150 millimeters. So therefore I need to drop it 150 millimeters plus the distance of here. Okay, so at the moment I don't know what that distance is. I'm just going to write in 150 and I'll show you how to change this later. So 150 is the distance that I'm going to bring my brickwork down on the outside here, from the bottom of the wall down to here. And then I'm going to, I can write in a cavity size if I want to. What I'm doing different here is I'm including footing, and I need to include the footing so that it lines up with the inside of my wall. My justification should be 0 and my footing width should be the thickness of the frame that I showed you earlier, and the footing depth in this case I'm going to go 150 as well. Now I do know that this one has to drop down, so if you're ever wondering what this does is if you hover over these orange things on the left hand side, it's telling you what's actually happening here. Okay, alright, I'm just going to quickly draw say 3 walls here so we can see what actually happened. Now this is a workaround and we are working on a solution. So you can see that my walls are actually sitting down inside of my slab. Right? If it's a complex model, you can go right click walls and select connector walls. Right? And all I can do now is simply zoom in, move them up 150, and I now have what I require to put my door higher. So when I actually go and we fill in our slab, everything works out the way it is. I don't recommend running internal lining down lower than here. However, I understand that they use it for formwork to pour concrete. I personally believe it's bad building practice because any water that goes in soaks into the drywall or plasterboard, creates rising damp and mould. So, you know what, I wouldn't build that way. However, I do understand that some people do. I also need to do this drop down here. And this can be done in one go as well. So if I said, okay, it's 187, you know what, I'm going to make it easy so I don't have to do any maths here. I'll lift this 87 mil, so it's 100 mil. So basically the distance from here to here is 100. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go walls, select connector walls. Right, and basically I can change all my walls in one go. I just need an extra 100 millimeters on my drop off so that it lines up with my slab. You will do that to yourself. So I'm just going to go 250 here, or 8 inches, whatever it is. Okay, now when I go and put my doors in, walls, add door. Oops. My doors will line up with my finished floor level, which was done after the fact. Okay. Here, and I'll choose say a door as well. Alright, it is a workaround guys, but it's a workaround that's quick and easy to do. It does save you drawing 2 sets of walls. It happens quickly. So look, give it a try. I'd be interested to hear your feedback. There is one other way, is that if you drew a concrete slab and recessed all the internal there, would do a similar thing. However, I do believe this is the best way to move forwards. Alright, let us know what you think. If you like the video, press like. If you don't, press don't like. Cheers.